Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Dark. This is the first episode of the second season. Hope you guys been enjoying it so far. If you like to watch today's full episode, this is available for in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So we had a crazy first season, honestly. We really did. 10 episodes of mysteriousness, and obviously we resulted in Jonas going through kind of like a time portal into the future. You know, usually we've been watching him go into the past, so we did obviously go from 2019 into 1986, sorry, into 1953. We did jump to 33, 33 and 33, and obviously if we're going to take that concept, we're going to expect him to be 33 years into the future from 2019. So it's going to be interesting to see what characters are possibly introduced this season, because if we jump in through into a new timeline, then we're going to have new characters introduced. I'd like to see obviously what we do in concluding everybody else's stuff, or if we dabble in each timeline again. So if he jumps into the future but then he can dive back into the past, and we still got the stories going on with Ulrich and obviously everybody else, you know, in that one. It's really interesting. I don't think we actually concluded most of the stuff that was actually going on. Now, we did end it well enough so that we could kind of be satisfied with how the season ended, but then there was also little bits and open-ended storylines here and there that we do obviously have to tie up and finish off. Hopefully we get that in this season. Like I said, I'm excited to see what comes to the show. Now, I can't wait to see what the future holds. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you're excited for it and you do enjoy it, please smash the like. It really does help out. Subscribe if you're new. As always, let's jump in to the first episode of the second season of Dark. 1921, mate. We've gone even further back. I was gonna say, that cave looks totally different.
Der Anfang und das Ende. Eine seltsame Vorstellung, dass beides das Gleiche sein soll.
Sigmundus Creatus est. Und so ist die Welt erschaffen. Adam sagt, dass alle Dinge so passieren müssen, wie sie schon immer passiert sind. Wir müssen das Kreuz tragen, egal wie schwer es uns erscheint. In 6 Tagen beginnt das Paradies und die Hölle auf Erden hat ein Ende.
Manchmal frage ich mich, ob das Paradies und die Hölle nicht ein und dasselbe sind.
Du hast den Glauben verloren.
Hat er dich deshalb geschickt? Ich habe lange auf diesen Moment gewartet. Interessant, dass du es bist. Warum er dich aufgenommen hat und warum er dich Noah genannt hat.
Oh, I chose to call you Noah, but that's Noah.
Ich finde, wir passen perfekt zusammen. Ich habe nie etwas anderes.
I streaming. I was gonna say, like, I'm sure he went into the future. I mean, have they only jumped a couple of years then? You know, from 19 to 2020? Because I thought it was going to be 33 years. I just expected it to be, like, way in the future, but I don't think it is. Is that an infinite light source that he's holding? So he wants to go back, do you reckon, and see if he can change it?
Nachrichten. Mehr als ein halbes Jahr nach dem mysteriösen Verschwinden von 4 Jugendlichen, einem Senioren und einem ortsansässigen Polizisten in der Kleinstadt Winden.
Und ich bin Klausen, Leiter der Sonderkommission Winden, und ab heute zuständig für die ungelösten vermissten Fälle des letzten Jahres.
His singer was pretty good then. It was basically trying to say that, you know, like, everybody's seen a different aspect of the elephant or of the case, basically. You've all looked at it from different angles and you've all got your own little shapes and sizes and bits of information. Yeah, but what about this one person, her, who stood there, who's seen all 10 angles of the elephant? She is the person that's got all the pieces to the jigsaw She just needs to put them all together and she can create the piece. Do you know what I'm saying? 10 different people can have 10 different pieces of the puzzle, but they can't put them all together because they don't have everybody's. She's got everybody. She's just got to use her mind and figure out what it is that she's uncovered to come together and create that whole piece. You know what I mean? So I thought it was a good analogy. And the thing is, he don't know his kid's dead. And if he's not dead, then I've totally misread it. But I am pretty sure that Eric was shown killed, to be honest, getting dragged out into the forest. I thought they would have found him, but it sounds like he still thinks that his son's alive or he's missing. And it is interesting that, has it been 1 year now? He said it a couple of times then, but obviously I was trying to focus in on the other stuff that he was saying. But I think they've been saying, like, you know, for about a year, they've all been missing. So Ulrich, Jonas, you know what I mean? Like, everybody else, a couple of other people disappeared as well. And, like, nobody has technically been found. So I understand why the community is not supporting her, because it's kind of like having an MP in your local area. You know what I mean? They're always doing things and you're always asking them to do stuff and they do nothing. And you're like, mate, why should we support you when literally you do nothing? You don't help us. You're the person who's head of police. Nothing's been solved. How are we supposed to have faith in you when you can't even just give us one thing correct? You know what I mean? So I get where the locals are coming from, but like the person who's come in, his analogy was good. You got to keep her on board.
Wissen genauso wenig wie vor 8 Monaten. Manchmal denke ich, es wäre besser, sie wären tot.
His hair's much longer.
Wo musst du denn hin?
Elisabeth bei einer Freundin abholen. Ich rufe dich später an, okay?
What she found to be sus of the caves now. You know what I mean? Power plants are still there. Pretty sure that it's down now. They said that it was getting closed. I want to see what happened, me man, honestly.
Ich hatte dich die ganzen letzten Tage versucht zu erreichen.
Ich wollte mit dir reden. Das wollte ich schon länger.
Spar dir die Worte. Das wegen ihm. Wegen Jonas.
Was? Was hat das denn jetzt damit zu tun? Und wir sehen uns doch kaum noch.
Es gibt ein...
It's funny how he said he's dealing with stuff though when she's down bad.
Alles auf Bodenniveau wird sowieso nicht angerührt und später Teil der grünen Wiese. Die Strahlung der Fässer wird auf die frühere Nutzung des Beckens zurückgeführt werden.
Da haben Sie den Schlüssel.
Das ist mein Schlüssel.
Was soll das heißen? Ihr Schlüssel.
Ich weiß, dass sich das jetzt anhört, als würde es überhaupt keinen Sinn machen. Das Papa und du mir zum 8. Geburtstag geschenkt habt. Mir gleich am ersten Tag damit in den Graben gefahren. Hab mir den Arm aufgeschlitzt. Hier. Da hat Papa Pfannkuchen gemacht. Ihm ist die Pfanne runtergefallen und hat das ganze heiße Öl verteilt. Da hab ich gewusst, dass du es bist. Es hat geregnet, weißt du noch? Opa und du, ihr wolltet mich mitnehmen im Auto. Du hast gesagt, dass der Regen noch sauer ist wegen Tschernobyl. Mama.
Das kann doch nicht sein.
The thing is, for her, it's been 1 year. The thing is, it's for her, it's been 1 year, right? But he looks like he's like 20 years older. Like, I'm not even kidding. And the thing is, as well, though, like, he did go around and he gives some detailed stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that people can say and you think, oh, well, you could have acquired that knowledge from somebody. You know what I mean? But, like, if you start giving description to scars and you had the scars in the exact places and you were saying stuff only like you would know, do you know what I mean? So like basically if I mention something to my mum that my dad done all of the time, only we would know internally as a household that he done that all of the time. You know what I mean? It's not as if something that you would go and blurt out to somebody in the street because it's no need to. Do you know what I mean? So like the story of how the floor got stained, only internally that household would know that. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if like it's a big secret and the reason why it's been kept quiet is you didn't want anyone to know. It's just that nobody needed to know. It didn't need to go out there. It was just an internal thing that happened. Do you know what I mean? So like the more things that he reels off, the more things that she'll realise it is him. But like I found it interesting that he was saying about the situations and scenarios, and then he basically said, you and Grandpa found me the first time, discovered me over 33 years ago, basically, you know, when it was Chernobyl and we sat there and I was in a yellow coat and you pulled up. Because that did happen, didn't it? It was interesting that actually, like his mum and that pulled up to him and said, should be outside when it was raining.
Alles passiert, wann es passieren muss. Zur richtigen Zeit. Am richtigen Ort. Als wäre der Teppich der Welt ein Geflecht von unendlichen Fäden.
Adam. Warum hat er uns aufgenommen?
Die Dinge liegen für dich jetzt noch im Verborgenen. Aber sie werden ans Licht kommen. Unser wahrer Charakter zeigt sich nicht nur in unseren Taten, sondern auch in deren. Ich bin du. Ich bin deine Stimme. Vergiss das nie.
Jusqu'à la zone morte! Tu vas pas cacher Dieu! Non! Tu veux...
Niemand darf die Todeszone betreten. Jeder Versuch wird mit dem Tod bestraft. Das sind die Regeln.
Wouldn't it be sick if it was police officer's daughter that? Interesting that. They knocked him out though, didn't they, last episode? Welcome to the future. It was her! It was her, yes, I like that actually. It's decent.
Deine Mutter war noch klein, als sie gestorben sind.
Oh, no way.
Haben Sie jemals in Erwägung gezogen, dass sie es war?
Wer? Mein Großvater?
Nein. Ihr Kollege Ulrich.
Nein.
Das ist der mit den Aussagen der Eltern.
Ich habe ihn ein eigenes Büro einrichten lassen. Gleich den Gang runter.
Enttäuschungen sind das Ergebnis falscher Erwartungen. Hab Hoffnung, hat meine Mutter immer gesagt. Und keine Erwartungen. Dann geschieht dir vielleicht ein Wunder.
I do like that though, you know. Don't expect, just hope. Then you can't be disappointed. I'm wondering if she found all of Ulrich's work. Do you know what I mean? Like all these files and everything like that, and she's gone looking for him.
Die Menschen nicht zerbrechen an der Sinnlosigkeit ihrer eigenen Existenz. Hast du Bartosz Bescheid gegeben? Und er hat keinen Verdacht geschöpft. Er war schon immer naiver Natur. Die Apokalypse, sie muss geschehen. Hast du Zweifel? Was macht man mit einem toten Wald, damit neue Bäume wachsen können?
Man brennt ihn nieder.
Es bleibt nicht mehr viel Zeit. Die fehlenden Seiten aus dem Buch. Du musst sie finden.
So this Adam's still alive. I'm assuming, like, do you know when it's saying 6 days? That's where Jonas was talking about. But like 6 days for him was not always in 1921. That was where the original hit Noah was kind of shown and Adam was referenced. And now if you look at it in this time, it's absolutely years ahead of that, isn't it? And they're both still alive. Now obviously he's been through some war or something, inmate, because obviously his face is all mashed. But you know what I mean? These guys seem to live for ages, honestly, compared to everybody else. Oh, both of them are communicating to people. Interesting that it's this person though. Maybe it's something to do with her father. Do you know what I mean? I'm surprised that's parked there for so long as well and nobody's come and like questioned it.
Ich hab Pause. Was heißt? Blasen 40 Euro, Anhalt 85. Spielchen kosten extra. Muss aber vorher was essen.
He's like, what the fuck? He has no idea what's going on.
Ich bin jetzt hier. Und ich bin in all den Sekunden zwischen meiner Geburt und meinem Tod. Ich bin immer wieder Jonas. Ich bin der gleiche. Und doch nicht dasselbe. Genauso wie du nicht mehr dieselbe bist, die vor einigen Stunden durch diese Tür gekommen ist.
Wo ist mein Jonas? In der Zukunft.
Aber er kann nicht zurück. Ich habe versucht, die Passage zu zerstören, aber ich habe sie nur geschlossen. Deswegen ist er immer noch dort.
Noah.
But again, you can't prove it or anything, can you really? You just gotta believe it or not.
Ich muss los.
Übrigens, ich habe keinen Führerschein. Ich denke, es ist in Ordnung, wenn ich morgen bei Ihnen mitfahre?
Ja.
Eine Tür. In den Höhlen?
Die führt zum Kernkraftwerk. Da draußen wissen alle irgendwas, was wir nicht wissen sollen. Mama, Bartosz, die Polizei. Jeder hat sein eigenes beschissenes Geheimnis.
What I want to know is as well, how does nobody ever bump into each other, like one in, one out?
Bist du bereit?
Danke für den Kaffee. Ich bin froh, dass das Ding jetzt wegkommt. Ruf mal wieder bei Mama an. Okay?
Ah, so they're siblings. Wonder how much he gave him then to take it off the property. I was gonna say, no way is that police officer go there, but good job, I waited.
Hat Elisabeth gefunden. Im Laden. Lag in dem Buch. Sie hat gesagt, das ist der Mann, der ihr die Uhr gegeben hat.
8. Januar 1921.
Who else is in there? Is that Adam sat on the chair in the front? I've said it once, but that light is sick, innit? It actually really is sick. Was he searching for it? The barrels that we're just seeing there get poured in concrete? It's literally all over the place, that, innit? Do you know what, right? A futuristic bit about this season, it reminds me of the 100 that we watched on the channel. You know, it gives me that feels, and I do like it. You know what I mean? I actually do like it. Like I mentioned, obviously in the episode, like I love anything that goes anywhere different in time. For example, so if we jump back and we go into the westerns, you know what I mean? It always fascinates me how people lived back then, you know what I mean? Like how totally different it is here, the horse and carriages, you know what I mean? Like fending, farming, you know, basically just living to survive, basically. Do you know what I mean? It's not like the society that we live in now. We go to work, we get money, we spend and do whatever we want. Like back then, it was more like, you know, you wake up to live, to farm, to food, to, you know, scavenge, to stay alive. I don't know, it was good. But then I also love the future stuff. Like I said, the 100, where the post-apocalyptic, you know, the world had ended. They got up into space, they've returned back down. They're starting fresh, everything's new. They're looking around, trying to figure out what's going on, what's this, what's that. You know what I mean? That's like this here, you know, we've gone into the future, apocalypse has happened, minimal people, whole world is kind of destroyed. He's looking around, he's trying to figure out and find things, and it looks like he's found an anomaly as well. You know what I mean? Like the portal, whatever it is, it's spinning, it's there, it's obviously crazy. And I'm excited to see obviously what we do with it, but like again, it just gives me the vibes of like old shows that we've watched, which I really do enjoy. And like I said, mate, if you have got any recommendations of any shows that's kind of like, well, supernatural, I do love it. The Vampire Diaries, you know what I mean, the originals, like I love that. If you got any supernatural shows, get them in the description. But also like any shows that's like futuristic, apocalyptic, stuff like that, get them in the descriptions as well, and we get them into the list because I love actually watching it. I'm excited to see what we do this season. Again, like I said, you know, it was good introduction back into it. We kind of still stayed with timeline jump-ins, which is good because I was trying to figure out what we actually going to do with that. But we've introduced new times, so we're still obviously kind of like in the present with Hannah and stuff like that, but it's a year on now. But then again, we've obviously done 33 years forward, I think, anyway, with him, and then 33 years back, which is obviously with Noah. So I'm excited to see, obviously, what we do with this season. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. It's like I was just saying there, we did jump 33 years. Now, in my head, I was trying to figure out, to be honest, like, if it was 2019 and you went back to 1953, basically, which they done. Sorry, they went to 1953. Then 33 years from 1953 is not 1921. It's 1920, which is interesting. But then again, if you take it from 2020, which this is a story that is technically in, you know, now, obviously, because we've done 1 year, then it'd be 33 years, which obviously would then be, obviously, 1954, and then 33 years from back, that would then be 1921. But I feel like it's weird that they've taken that kind of approach towards it. Do you know what I mean? We went from 19 to 86 to 53, but now we've gone 20, not seen the obviously the next jump, which would have been 54, and then 21, which again, I said, it does match the 33 years, and it does make sense if it's a year on, it's a year thing. But I just would have thought that you would have maybe kept it as 19, as in 2019, and not said it was 20, and then just done the to 1920. But it's interesting, obviously, in today's episode that we've seen here, that Noah has been actually recognised, acknowledged, and seen in 1921, and then obviously we know that he's been seen in the present, well, in 1920/19 with the little girl, who's obviously said that he was a person that get the pocket watch towards her. And then we've seen her jump, obviously, in Jonas's timeline, or Jonas, whatever you want to call him, into the future, where he's just been, and she was there, she was hanging people, do you know what I mean? The French as well. And basically, you know, she's still not talking, but she can't, obviously, but she's doing a sign language, and obviously she's got an interpreter. And she's the person that bashed Jonas when he actually went into the timeline last episode, which I don't actually technically get, because at the ending of season 1, he went through the timeline into the future. We've seen the things flying across the sky. She bashed him in the head, said, "Welcome to the future." I was like, oh, you know, they must know that this like time jumping and all that stuff. And then we started this season, this episode. They're nowhere to be seen. He was kind of just living and rocking his life. He turned up, obviously, into a bit, like I was just saying there, when he was killing a few people. They was hanging them. They come over, they asked who he was, you know, and I'm like, well, what's happened in that little space there? Like, how's he been knocked out and forgotten about and then remembered or whatever is here? But he's still focusing here in the power plant. He's gone there, he's found it. It's interesting, it's exciting, and like I said, you know, we jumped into the future, which is good. Hopefully we get more of it, the crazy, obviously, apocalyptic world. But then I feel like we need to go back to obviously 1954, which it should technically be, with Ulrich and what's going on with him. Because like I said, last episode or season, Charlotte uncovered that he was alive in a picture, in a paper, in 1953, and then obviously she knows factually that he was alive in her timeline because it was a colleague. So like she's holding that info. She's not exposed it. She's not said anything. New police officer coming in looking at the case. She's still holding it to herself. So again, that one's very interesting as well. I can't wait to see what happens. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.